Hey everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back. So I'm going to be doing a very overdue update for my project polish. This has been on my mind to film for the last 2 or 3 weeks. It's been a fairly hectic last couple of weeks around here. For those of you guys who don't know, I'm in my 4th and final year of undergrad and I am doing an honors thesis. So we went out and we did the field work for that last week, and then now I'm just trying to catch up on things that I missed and prep samples and all that good stuff. Side note, I did film some things, so if you're interested in that, I would be more than happy to edit and put up a video about what we're doing because I think I'm in one of the more underrepresented ocean sciences. So anyway, you're not here for that, you're here for the project polish update. It's been a while since my last update. I think it's been about 2 months. So I have actually made a decent amount of progress. I have decided to roll a polish out of this project and bring something new in. And yeah, let's just get right on into it. So the way I've been doing this is sort of following the model of Christina Chang, where she has 3 in at a time, work on them until you hit a usage goal or you finish the polish, and then you roll something new in. So far that's been working out pretty well for me. I feel like if I rolled anything else in, I'd probably get a little bit overwhelmed. So the 3 that I've been working on since the last update are Gold Coin from Revlon, Tidal Wave from Sally Hansen, and Guilty Pleasures by Essie. So let's start off with Guilty Pleasures. I've used this an additional 2 times since the last update, and it hasn't really moved a little bit. I have not been able to make a new line. I think you guys can see it's sitting just slightly below the line from the last update. So I'm thinking a few more uses on this and it will probably start to show progress, but this one is pretty slow going. Honestly, I wear this on my toes most of the time, and I know that I said I was going to try to do my toenails more often, like every 2 weeks. That has not panned out. I just don't have time, keep on forgetting, and especially now with it getting colder, I like having socks on. So that hasn't quite happened, and I'm still kind of trying to decide what to do with this one. It's sort of something that I don't see being able to finish just because it's not a color that I like for very long. If you've been around for a bit, you're probably not surprised that I'm not really a hot pink kind of girl. So I did offer this to one of my friend's teenage daughters, and if she wants it, I will be giving it to her. So I'm not sure what the fate of this one will be within my collection, but as long as I have it, it'll still be in this project. So, or at least until I hit my usage goal, and then I'll kind of decide. I've been trying to rehome this one unsuccessfully for a little while, but nobody's taken me up on the offer yet, shockingly. So if that does change, I will of course let you guys know. Next up, I have Tidal Wave by Sally Hansen. This is one of their Miracle Gel polishes, and so these have quite a lot in them, and I am trying to finish this bottle. So I have used this 6 times since the last update, and I actually have been able to make a new line. So I started off right here, and then now I'm down to here. So I think based on the amount of movement that I got from 6 uses, I'm thinking maybe 12 to 15 more uses and this could be done. Definitely not by the end of the year like I was initially hoping, but I think it's doable probably by March, April maybe. And last but not least, Revlon's Gold Coin. So this has been in for quite some time. I have used this 3 times since the last update, and I do have, I think, a little bit of movement. It's ever so slightly below the mark that I made last time, but I am going to be rolling this one out and decluttering it. I've been trying to make this one work for a while, but I think you can tell in the bottle it's getting pretty separated, and that's not the kind of separation that can be mixed back in. It's also atrocious to remove, which I've touched on in other videos, and I'm just not really enjoying it. It's also started to do this thing where it no longer dries down fully, and part of the reason I kept this around for so long, even though it's a pain to remove, is simply that it's always dried down very, very quickly. So if I wanted to have something on my nails but I haven't had a lot of time, I knew that this would come through for me. Now it's no longer doing that, so I don't think I'm going to try to keep it around and push through it. I am obviously pretty close to having it done, but I just don't really feel like pushing through to try to finish it at this point, so I am going to be getting rid of this one. I am going to be bringing something else in to replace it, so I wanted to reach for something that was maybe a little bit more seasonally appropriate, since I feel like these 2 right here are just very spring summer. So I did want to bring in my very well loved bottle of OPI's My Private Jet. I've had this one since I think 2014. I've used clearly the heck out of it, but I do want to finish it up. I think I've discovered Indie Hollows, and this is just not as incredible as it used to be when I first got it. I do really enjoy this color, but I just find that the formula is a little bit more difficult to work with on this one. And I just have other colors in a similar formula that I prefer to reach for over this one. So I think with this one, based on how much I have left and my regular usage, especially from this time of year, I really would like to have this one done by the end of the year. I was initially hoping to have Tidal Wave done by the end of the year. Unless I wear this all day every day for the next 2 months, I really don't think that's going to happen. With My Private Jet, I don't really have a whole lot, so I think that I probably could realistically finish this one off by the end of the year, especially because this is the kind of color that I reach for a lot, and as you guys can see, there's only a little bit left in there. So I'm thinking maybe 5 to 7 more uses and this could be done, which I think is very achievable. I have been thinning this one out a little bit, so the level might change a little bit, but I would like to finish this one up and get it out. It's been very, very well loved, but I just have other things in my collection that I like more at this this point, so I do want to finish this up and just clear out a little bit more space. So moving forward, this one is going to be leaving, and I'm going to be adding this to the hazardous waste pile because I am tired of trying to make this one work and I just don't want to do it anymore. And then I'm going to be keeping these 3 in for the next update. My friend's daughter does want guilty pleasures. I'm gonna have to figure out something else, but as of right now I haven't heard back from her, so we're gonna sort of leave guilty pleasures in. So for the next update, I think I'm going to try to finish up my private jet. I feel like that's pretty doable, and I also want to make a little bit more progress on tidal wave. Ideally, I think like probably 6 more uses is probably reasonable. So I think for the next little while, at least on my fingers, I'm probably going to be rotating back and forth between these guys for the foreseeable future, and then trying to use guilty pleasures on my toes if it comes to that. So I think that is pretty much it. I've kind of had a slow like last couple weeks because I've just wanted to reach for other things during October, and now I feel like it's time for me to sort of pare things down. I think the thesis puts like the fact that I'm actually graduating in a little bit more perspective because now I've done the field work, we have the data, I'm processing it, now it's like, oh, I actually have to write the thing, and then I've done my degree. So I've just sort of, I think that sort of had me refocusing on panning and just trying to like finish up some stuff and being more realistic about what I have and what I could theoretically move across the world with me, which was the entire reason I started this project. Speaking of the end of the year sort of things, this project is going to be rolling over throughout the holidays. I know for a lot of my other projects I'm going to be sort of finishing them up in December and then starting off a new one in January, but I think we'll just keep this one moving because I have a couple more polishes left that I want to finish, but once I get those done, I may decide to wind this one down. I might decide to keep it up. We'll just kind of see how things go. But yeah, I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're still here, let me know what nail polishes you're reaching for this season, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!